Hi folks, greetings from the shores of Lake Victoria in Entebbe, Uganda. I'm just wrapping up a couple of weeks traveling around this part of Africa, setting up my future tour. You can see details on that in my link tree below. This is a video I don't really want to make, but I feel I have to make because we have a big community of Nikon users here. I'm sure there's lots of people using the 70-200, and I've just experienced something that I think should be of concern to all users. I'm doing this as a community advisory, not to shame Nikon per se, but I narrowly avoided, like an $8,000 expense in this product fault. Now, I can't say if it's a one-off or if it's something that could be affecting more lenses, but let me just recount the situation to you. And just a quick shout out to my Nikon Z brothers and sisters. If you haven't already, please check out my expert setup guide. It takes you through every single camera in the system, APS-C and full frame, and takes you through the complete menu system so that you can get the most out of these great cameras. Details below. I should acknowledge up front that yes, I realize I have earned over the years a reputation for being clumsy and breaking stuff. In fact, I'll own the fact that just a month ago when I was shooting in Sydney, I broke a Nikon Z8 when it dropped and hit the rocks. That wasn't related to the Z8 having the faulty lug strap attachments that there was that recall for back in 2023. It was actually that the strap adapter that I was using from my Black Rapid to the camera failed, and the camera fell and hit the ground, and $1,000 later got repaired. I'm actually right now looking for alternative different strap systems, so please let me know as a comment what you use, especially ones that have dual camera options. Since that incident, I've been using safety tethers all the time. So I have my camera attached to the strap on my side, usually dual cameras, and then I'll have the Black Rapid attached and an extra safety tether to somewhere else on the camera or lens so that if it gives out, I'm safe. Now, I was shooting, it's been such an amazing trip. We shot all kinds of different animals on safari, as well as going trekking through the jungle, pretty hardcore trek actually, to see the gorillas and then later also the chimpanzees. Stick around, I'll pop an extra little slideshow of images at the end of this video. I was just finishing shooting at the gorillas. It was incredible. I turned to start the trek back out of the jungle and felt my camera just fall. I was hot and sweaty and trying to get away to a safe zone to pack my bag to hike. I just assumed that the foot had slid off because they're detachable, but no, it had actually ripped completely off the lens. And thankfully I did have the safety tether attached, so it was dangling by a rubber cord, but my Z9 and the 70-200 didn't hit the muddy, up to ankle deep mud and rocks floor. It was safe. But when I got back and, was cleaned up and had a look at it, I was actually kind of shocked that it's 4 tiny little screws that hold it in place. And I don't really know what's happened here. It looks like maybe it has a small amount of adhesive beyond these 4 screws that's holding it in place. The screws themselves don't look damaged at all. So all I can imagine is that the thread itself into the lens has been threaded, because now these screws can basically push back in, and the tiny amount of adhesive didn't do anything, and it just ripped clean off the body. And I want to make it clear, I wasn't like jumping or some huge strain on it when it gave out. I literally just turned to walk out. So something that anyone who's attaching the camera via this point could easily experience in the process of shooting. Now, I should acknowledge, I don't think I've ever seen Nikon say that it's fine to hold your camera from this point. However, Nikon have in the past sold Black Rapid straps, and these are made to go either on the bottom of your camera or on the lens foot if it's a big lens. I've used them on all different kinds of brands, all different long lenses. I checked, for example, the 400-8, and it's got much more substantial screws than this little guy does. And the point is, I know that a lot of you are using different camera systems, including spider holsters and this and that, that also are mounting your 70-200s from this point, that this could be an issue for you. So I would strongly recommend, if you're using the Nikon Z 70-200 2.8 S lens, unbelievable optics. I love the results I get with this lens, but if you are using it, either consider not hanging your camera from this point on your strap, or if you are, make sure at all times you have a safety tether attached. I'm shocked that this came off. So this isn't a name and shame that I think Nikon have poor build quality. I'm shocked that this has happened. I hope it's a one-off, but because there's no way of knowing that, I think you guys all need to know about it. So that being said, a bit more about the trip. It's been fantastic. We did about 8 or 10 days in Tanzania, scouting out different locations to take a group, and then another 8 or so days here in Uganda, putting together what I think is going to be an amazing itinerary for you guys. So you can check out details for that. I also have my trip to Bhutan that is for later this year. We're right on the borderline of having sufficient numbers to greenlight it already. I expect, in the next week or two, we'll pass that and the trip will be live. So you can check that one out below as well. Please do let me know what camera strap systems you guys are using. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. And FYI, because I still had another week of shooting and I wanted to use this 70-200, I moved to mounting on the base of the camera and then having my safety tether being this, which is a strap from my hat. I took the neck strap out and then I tie that into it as well. So then it does double duty of being a safety tether and kind of taking some of the weight so it's not all on the body and putting that much strain on the lens mount. I'm sure I'm going to get comments of I'm using the strap wrong or that kind of thing. So be it, you're entitled to your opinion, but I know lots and lots of you are using your 70-200 in this way, so please be careful. Or if I get an update from Nikon about what could have caused this, or if it's a known issue or how I resolve it, I will update that information in the description of this video so that you can read it or as a comment, because, that could happen in a week or a month's time from now. See you guys soon. I'm heading back to Hong Kong tomorrow.